do I have this correct or like what the fuck am I doing? Like, is this
That's good. It's good.
is this functional? Yeah.
All right, cool. Lead breakdown. Go ahead and tell us about it.
Okay, so we knocked on, I think it was, the main unit is in some kind of foreclosure. There was a notice from the city on the front of it.
So it was on the door?
Yeah. It was on the front of the property and the door was like around to the side.
Okay.
Yeah, and so there's a few units, or I think 3 units in the back. And we just knocked on the door and the guy's English wasn't too good, but he said his son, who owns the property, would be back.
Got it,
Yeah.
okay. So he's renting for his son.
Yeah. Or him and his son are in the same unit, and then other people are renting the other units.
Oh, gotcha. Did you take a picture of what was on the door?
No.
Okay. Did you read it?
Yes.
What was it about?
It was something about the city had stated that there was some kind of danger to the tenants on the property, maybe because he didn't do something to code. Or
Yeah,
made
okay,
some,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Will you guys go back? Because you guys going back there at 6?
Yeah, we're gonna go after this.
I see if you can take a picture of it, so you
Okay.
can kind of figure out what it could be. It could be a lien. It could be.
Okay.
They have mold in there, and they say they want someone to fix it.
Right.
You know, a code violation.
Yeah.
'Cause
That's what it looked like. It looked like because it had a specific like identification number on
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah. When you go back, ask those things. I'm here. We can go back together. Francisco.
Yeah, you want? We can go back together.
Yeah,
we can go.
Francisco's nearby. He can go too. But so the son doesn't know you're coming. You're just gonna show up when he's there.
Yeah.
Surprise!
Because Veronica asked him for the phone number and he's like, no, I can't give it to you. But he comes home like in an hour and a half.
Surprise! All right, Matthew. So tell us about the milkshake you had.
About the what?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, great.
So tell us about your experience. Is your first time door knocking?
My first experience was pretty nice. I think I was blessed enough to go with Francisco, who helped me out a lot. And watching him kind of talk a little bit helped me. I let him take the lead for the first 3, I believe. I just wasn't feeling comfortable. Once I actually tried knocking on the door, I didn't get an answer, but I did feel a lot more confident than me trying to attempt the first time. Because for a second, I was gonna tell him like, oh, let me try to take the lead on this first one. But then the nerves got shaken out a little bit, watching him do it, seeing how he was talking to people. It helped me get those nerves out. I think I might feel a bit more confident in maybe trying to explore door knocking by myself even, or partnering around people around me, not necessarily having to only go to these door knocking events, but I could maybe partner up with people around my area and start door knocking with other people.
Now, if there was one thing that you could take away from this experience, what would you say that would be?
I would say listening to the homeowner, and don't only go into there. Obviously, for me in my head, I assume that I need to go in there with a script automatically. But watching Francisco talk to homeowners, you could tell he was very natural, and that's where I want to get into a point where I'm feeling more natural in it and feeling like I'm just listening to the homeowners and talking to them, having a normal, genuine conversation with people, rather than me going in there being like, all right, check that off, go to the next, check that off, go to the next. I just want to start talking to people and enjoying those talks. So I'm feeling more confident and more, like eager to go to the next door and go to the next door and keep going.
Very cool. Awesome, man. Thank you. Appreciate you sharing. So just so everybody knows, Veronica is actually one of the most consistent person that I know in the South Bay. That's why she's here today. She's super serious about her business. So let's give her a round of applause at this table. So this is probably your second Blitz, but this is your first Blitz in your backyard.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So how did that feel to have this in your own backyard?
To have the Blitz in my own backyard,
And have all this support here.
well, it's really amazing. I was surprised when I walked in here and seeing so many people, and half of the people, well, actually, I think more people coming from not from here than from here, so that was pretty amazing. And then to know that I didn't have to drive so far,
Right.
It just makes it even more like, wow, there's a lot out here, a lot of people who need help out here, and I'm out here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just motivating.
So tell me about the experience that you both had going out door knocking. How were the conversations at the door?
First door we knocked, we walked in and the sign says for sale by owner, but there's no way you're gonna be able to see that sign because it's in their driveway with a big old bush on the outside. I was like, there's no way. They even gave the pricing on the sign that they want. They gave the phone numbers, but we went in anyways, and at that moment we were like, okay, we have to switch our approach or how we're gonna go about this since we already know that they don't wanna save it, they wanna sell it. But we were still gonna We knocked the door and we didn't get any response. There was a car there, but there was no response. So we just left a personal sticky note, left our number, and then took the information so that.
That was on the for sale by owner sign?
Yeah, we
Or
even.
did it have a phone number?
It did, yeah.
That's
We
perfect.
gave them a call on site just to
Wow.
even let them know, like if they answered that we were right outside. They didn't answer either, but definitely someone to follow up. So that was our first one.
Wow, that's awesome. I would go back and door knock it just because it's so close to you.
Yeah.
What did you say on the note?
I said something along the lines of, hello, was driving by and saw your sign, would love to help and really interested, and gave our name and our number.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
so-
Very cool. Awesome. Well, I hope they do call back. That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
I told her that this property was probably a step or two ahead because they were already willing to sell. You know, all the wait from like, hey, can we save your house and all that, it was already skipped. They were willing to sell. You know, now we need to find out more about the price, if it's compatible with the other houses around.
What was the hardest conversation you think you had today with a homeowner?
Well, eventually we only talked to one person.
Okay.
Oh no. Wow, you know what? No, talked to 3 people, huh? Yes, and there were 2 of them were very distressed. You know, they were like the lady was very. Remember that the lady? She was very stressed. She was like, "I'm already doing something about it. Don't need help. No, just leave. Go." And then she just didn't open up. Nothing. You know, I asked her, "What are you doing about it?" She said, we're doing something. Or like, no, she said, I don't know, huh?
Can I comment?
Yeah, go ahead. Comment.
He did a really great job. I was really shocked. At that house, she didn't want to open the door. She was talking to us through the window. So immediately he speaks Spanish. She looked at us both and she started speaking Spanish. I didn't feel confident in talking to her, so I started speaking Spanglish until he took it over.
Nice.
She basically shut us off, and then we introduced ourselves. He shut us off, and then she said, "No, we don't need any help." And he's like, "Are you sure?" And he kind of elaborated what we do, and she's like, "No, I'm good. I'm working on it." And so immediately he just hopped on. He's like, "So how are you working on it?" And then she's like, "Oh," she says something along the lines of, "It's being taken care of. We don't really know. I don't know." So then he hops on immediately. He's like, yeah, so she kept pushing it off, but he kept asking another question, another open-ended question.
Wow.
Pushing it. At the end of the day, she honestly didn't want anything to do. Her tone, like from the start, she seemed very stressed. I felt that he stepped in to do as much as he could to take the opportunity before she completely like shut us off, as in being kindly persistent and just sharing like, hey, we care, like, hey, we're here, hey, we're asking these questions because we know that you may be in need of help. So
Right.
I just wanted to applaud him for that because I thought that he did a really great job on that.
That's great. When she kind of pushed you away at the door and you said, "Are you sure?" Where did you learn to do that?
Well, I learned it here with you guys.
I'll let you do the last word, sir. This is his backyard, so we're gonna let him do the honors and take us out.
Yeah, we had a great turnout. I believe we had about 16 people that came out. I believe this is the best way that we can go about, especially being brand new. Which better way to go out and have your first door knock with people that are encouraging, just backing you up and experience. So, we just keep on following up on these properties and just follow the process. It's a great turnout today.
So for those that could not make it because you were at work, family, had to take care of family, next time when we have this Blitz, we're gonna make some announcements of when the next one are. Do the best you can to be there. Some of you guys that were able to make it but decide not to, take it as an opportunity to learn from us here, sharing some of the results that we created, some of the momentum that we created, and leverage us and our energy to be at the next one because we look forward to seeing you there. Surprise!